Rebecca Bunch here. Remember you said if I was ever in SoCal I should give you a buzz? Well, buzz! Be about a con.
I don't want to see you anymore.
Josh! Hey, no, Josh!
You have to understand that they're not that special. Learn to see how special you are instead. Learn to be bored with people that do not meet your needs. Learn to be bored with people that ghost you, that do not treat you the way you want to be treated. Hello, my beautiful darlings. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, we're going to talk about how to stop obsessing over a man. When you're obsessed with a man, that is when you're not in your feminine energy, you're not in your feminine power, and you're not even perceived as attractive. And not obsessing over someone is really easy when you don't really like that person, right? If it's a guy that you don't really like, you don't really have interest with him, it's really easy to not obsess over him and be indifferent and be this unbothered queen, right? But if you really like someone, some women tend to really get obsessed and be in this overthinking mindset, putting all of their energy into a man and therefore exuding that desperate energy that is repellent for men. What if someone is completely emotionally unavailable and triggers something in you that tells you that you have to prove your value to him and make him love you? Actually, not caring or caring less, being unbothered, gives you more power. It is like being the femme fatale, the black cat that is chased after, that is treated like a queen, that receive all the princess treatment, that is adored. As women, we want to be that. And as men, they want to be the hunters and the chasers. That's why they're not interested if a woman is obsessed with them, because they want to be the one being obsessed with you. This is the dynamic that they want also. They want to have a prize in their hand. You are your most attractive self when you're not obsessed. And we are going to also talk about this example of this TV show that I really, really love, which is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, in case you don't know. And she is really obsessing over men in that TV show. So we're really going to analyze it, talk about all the mistakes that she is doing. First, I will tell you how to stop obsessing over a man and how it can benefit you to really be this unbothered queen in your life. And then afterwards, we're going to analyze the character of Rebecca Bunch in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend to really have a deep dive of the behaviors that you can exhibit when you are obsessing over a man and how to stop it. You are your most attractive self when you're not obsessing, when you're not putting people on a pedestal, when you put yourself on the pedestal instead. It shows your self-worth and your value. Sometimes some people might think that the men you really care about are kind of nonchalant and ignoring you, and the men that you really don't care about are really obsessed with you and after you. If you are too much obsessed with a man, you have a tendency to have this desperate energy to chase after him, to be available all the time, and they can sense it. And it's not a challenge anymore, it's not that interesting. They become nonchalant and passive.
It was just a casual thing, but then I started leaving my stuff here, and it's just too much, Rebecca. I gotta go.
You are the most attractive when you're not obsessed, when you're not putting someone on a pedestal, and when you're not afraid to let someone go. The more you put a man on a pedestal, the less attractive you are to him. So if you want to know how to stop obsessing over men and regain your power instead and become that feminine goddess instead, keep on watching. But first, just wanted to let you know that if you want to see more of my content, I talk about fashion, femininity, old Hollywood glamour, seduction, dating, and anything to make you become a highly feminine lady and a high value woman. Feel free to join the channel, the link is down below, and also follow me on my Instagram and on TikTok. And again, if you want to truly become this high value woman, the femme fatale that men are obsessed with, then feel free to join my Femme Fatale Siren course, the link is down below. And also, if you want to upgrade your body language, I have a body language masterclass. Body language is 90% of our communication. Have men obsessed with you without even them knowing why, then body language is a true juicy secret. Both of those courses together, they are explosive. I have all of my clients that are saying, whoa, I see the difference with men. Men are just completely different with me. They're more masculine. They treat me like a queen. If you want to join all of the courses, the links are down below. when you're not obsessed with a man, also you see the red flags more easily. You are able to have a better judgment. Obsessive create tunnel vision. You are directed by your ego. It creates tunnel vision. For example, that person does something and then it triggers your emotions. You're completely extreme on what you're thinking, right? Either they're completely wrong and bad, or they're completely amazing and on a pedestal. You have this tunnel vision. You cannot take a step back from the situation. Your emotions are too triggered. That person does not deserve that much of your attention or that much of your emotion. In that case, you do not see your own value, and you have probably also a scarcity mindset. I did a full video on how to master the art of detachment. I will link it below. I really recommend it. This is very important to understand that. You need to not care that much about the outcome of the situation. You need to understand that you will be fine no matter the outcome. You need to understand, I will be fine. If it's working out with him, it's fine. If it's not, it's fine as well. I will move on. It will be another chapter in my life. I will for sure find someone better suited for me. Because if a man is not obsessed with you, like, what's the point of being with him, honestly? And I mean obsessed in a good way, okay? No amount of overthinking is going to make a man the right man for you. If he's not meant for you, he's not meant for you. You have to stop thinking that he is irreplaceable. I promise you, you will find someone better if it does not work out with that person. You do not need to obsess. Remove the man from the pedestal. There's plenty of them on this earth, right? And no matter what qualities you find in him, I promise you there's many men that have those qualities. It's you and the idea that you created in your head and the image that you made about him in your head, your imagination, your fantasies that you created about him that made him special. It is not him, it is you. You made him special in your head. Imagine your confidence rising to the roof if you put all of that energy, all of those thoughts, all of that special treatment, wonderful, beautiful thoughts that you have about him into yourself instead. What if you put yourself on the pedestal? And I know it's amazing. We want amazing romance. We're romantic beings. I agree. But still, like, you need to not be obsessed. And even in the romantic feeling that we have, we want Prince Charming, right? And Prince Charming is obsessed with us. If you put all of your energy into yourself instead, you would not have enough time to think about this guy anymore, to obsess over him. Why aren't you more busy with your life? Now let's talk about Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, because I love that show. I truly, truly love that show. It's one of my favorite. It is so funny. It is such a funny show and such a great example to talk about how to stop being obsessed with the men. Because in that show, it's the show that is depicted about Rebecca Bunch. She is a very brilliant lawyer living in New York City, okay? And she is feeling sad in her life. She's not feeling the happiest. And she decided to leave her job, her high-paying job in New York, to move to West Covina after she saw her ex-boyfriend Josh on the street. She just randomly saw him on the street. And he said, oh, I live in West Covina. It's super happy there. It's like amazing there. And she decided, whoa, it sounds amazing. I want to live there too. So she decided to leave everything behind. I think that's because she didn't feel happy in her life. And then to follow him and where he's living, to basically move to the same place as he is. And she becomes obsessed with him. And it's a brilliant show. I really recommend you watching it because it's really smart. A lot of things are very subtle sometimes. There's a lot of jokes, there's a lot of songs. I love all of the songs. It's hilarious. But she does a lot of mistake and you're just like, you want to take her and be like, Rebecca, stop it, stop it. So she does move to follow her ex-boyfriend Josh, her ex-boyfriend that she had in high school. She's in her 30s now. So imagine her obsession. Like, she followed her boyfriend that she met in high school. And she met her coworker Paula, which is becoming her best friend. And she becomes a little bit of her ally into all of her crazy behaviors that she has towards Josh. So Rebecca has a lot of relationship with men in the show, and she has a tendency to always self-sabotage. It is a pattern for her to be obsessed with men that she encounters. When you really feel that you're obsessed with someone, ask yourself, what am I really chasing? You can really think, what are the fantasies about this guy that I'm really imagining in my head? What are the scenarios I'm thinking of? That will give you some insight on why you're obsessed with that person. And by the way, this is why I'm wearing this blue outfit, because in the first scene when she's singing West Covina, California, She arrives in West Covina. She has a fantasy in her head about West Covina. She's wearing this cute blue dress that I love. But Rebecca, when she saw Josh, she was attracted to his confidence, to his happiness. She felt unhappy in her job. His nonchalant attitude, him saying that he felt happy in West Covina.
Everyone is happy. West Covina, California, 91791.
She wanted that for herself. That's why she became obsessed. She didn't become obsessed with him. I don't think that's him that she became obsessed with. She became obsessed with that feeling that she wants to feel. She wants to feel that happiness, that joy, that fulfillment of feeling content with your life. So she felt, whoa, okay, maybe it's West Covina. Maybe I need to change my city because in New York, the job, everything, like I don't feel good in it. And she felt like everything was gray, and even the way it was shot, it was quite gray. But then you see her in West Covina, and it's just full of bright, beautiful colors, and she feels happy. And now she has even a social life. Sometimes you become obsessed with someone because you aspire to be them, or you aspire to have a quality that they have. And I love that the show really exposed the dark side of being obsessed with someone, not in a cute romantic way, because a lot of the time, if you're obsessed with someone, but in a cute romantic way, it's okay. But in that way, it can become very toxic. It can really ruin your life. Because in a healthy relationship, when you truly love someone, just in a healthy way, you're not obsessed in that way. They do not represent something you desire. They're just a person that you want to be with. But when it's obsession, when it's very deep like that, and you cannot live without that person, you're just very triggered by everything they do, everything they say, each of their action. You just feel abandoned every time they don't respond to your text. Every time they are angry at you, you feel like it's the end of the world. It's just too much. It's just too much emotion towards that person. So it has to represent something deeper than just this person. I don't think that this person is all that. I think it's because there's something in that person that reminds you a desire that you want to have. Maybe you don't have the life that you enjoy enough. Maybe you don't feel confident enough. Maybe you don't like your career. Maybe you don't like your financial situation. Or maybe your life feels boring and lacking of excitement. And in that way, when you find someone that you obsess over, you have finally something to do, right? So you feel whole and complete suddenly. Maybe you're obsessed over that man because you don't have to deal with your life. You don't have to deal with your problem, things you need to organize. You can run away. It's kind of an escape. You're able to run away from the things that you have to do. Rebecca is exactly doing that, and in that way she put her self-worth into something external. You miss out on the joy of life when you put all of your emotions into somebody else, okay? He's not your entire life. A man is not your entire life. And in the show, I love the fact that Rebecca became friends with Valencia, because at the beginning she does not know how to make friends. She does not know, like, you see her whole journey of being obsessed and then afterwards learning to not center men, learning to make friends, learning to focus on herself and her own mental health and her own issues. It's a very intelligent show, very self-aware. That's why I really love it, because it's not just a silly thing of a woman being obsessed with a man and criticizing her. No, it is a full-on journey. It is almost like it's real life that you're watching, and you see her level up, you see her improving.
I moved to West Covina because I thought my problems would be solved by a boy. Now I'm with that boy, and I still have the same problems.
At the beginning, she's awkward. She's socially awkward. She doesn't really know how to make friends, right? She doesn't really know how to talk to people. In the bus episode, she's kind of weird with people, right?
All eyes on me.
Oh, they're on you.
Everyone is in couples. She's kind of intruding, but afterwards she becomes best friend with Valencia. And I love the fact that they focus, instead of putting women against each other, for them to actually be friends. Because Valencia is the girlfriend of Josh. Rebecca is obsessed with Josh. She moves for him, all of that. She becomes obsessed with him. She wants to be with him, but she never admits it. It's kind of delusional about it. But Josh has a girlfriend, Valencia. Like, I mean, he's already taken. She's denying the fact that she moved for Josh. She said, no, I didn't move here for Josh. Consciously, she knows that it's not normal to be obsessed, that she shouldn't feel like that, she shouldn't act like that. But she cannot help it. And sometimes it's the case. Sometimes you know consciously that you shouldn't be like that, but you can't help it. Your emotions dictate your behavior. And Rebecca has a vivid imagination that sometimes is out of touch with reality, right? The songs that she sings represent her and her imagination and her in an entire different world. It represents her in her fantasy. And when you're obsessed with someone, you tend to create an imaginary world, a fantasy world in your head. You tend to idealize that person, put her on a pedestal, as I said. You're out of touch with reality. You're imagining a future with that person. You're imagining many, many things when actually it did not happen. Maybe it's not going to happen. And maybe this person is not even interested in that. And it's the same thing. You see Rebecca, she's looking at babies that are mixed Asian and white, like because Josh is Asian. The first song really represents her romanticizing the idea of West Covina and the idea of moving there and how it's going to fix all of her problems. And she also romanticized men too. I know we have all the tendency to romanticize things. I am the first one to do that, okay? I love movies. I love romanticizing my life. I love feeling like a Disney princess every day. But it is important to take a step back, especially with men, and to stay in reality. Her entire mood and life depend on Josh texting her back or not. She makes Josh her full-time job. Imagine everything that she could accomplish if Josh was not her full-time job like that.
You know, it's so weird. I haven't seen Josh yet.
What's the deal with you and Josh? Because we've been talking about him a lot.
What?
Imagine how successful she can be, how her passion, her dreams, her career. Imagine how her life could be if she put as much passion, as much energy, as much enthusiasm into her passion, her career, a dream she has, her friends, her family. Her life would improve so much into herself, her own level up, exercising, leveling up mentally. Her life would be so much better and she would feel so much better. You give him too much of your energy and he does not even deserve it. Afterwards, of course, we discover that she suffered from borderline personality disorder. But during that time, yes, she's a bit obsessive, kind of selfish sometimes. She needs to improve her mental health. Focus on her. She has no sense of privacy and she cannot help herself, right? She becomes obsessed with Josh. She becomes obsessed with the girlfriend of Josh, which is Valencia at some point. She stalks her and becomes obsessed with her.
Wanna go grab a coffee with me or something? I only drink water and I gotta go do some cardio. It's hard to break sweat doing beginner's yoga. Yeah.
And in season 2, I think, when Josh has another girlfriend, she becomes obsessed with that other girlfriend as well. And I love how the show also showcased that Valencia became also obsessed with the other girlfriend that Josh has, showcasing that actually becoming obsessed with someone can happen to anyone, not just Rebecca that has a personality disorder. It can happen to anyone. This is like you're imprinting on him, but actually I want you to discover that it's not him. It's because there's something in you that have a desire. For Rebecca, I genuinely think that her real love and her real desire and her real obsession is musical theater. She really loves to sing, she really loved to dance. When she was younger, she was in musical theater. That's how she met Josh. When you have a passion, when you have truly a passion that you really enjoy, you cannot be obsessed with people. You cannot give your energy like that. Because you give your energy to your passion already and it makes you happy, it fulfills you. So when you're fulfilled, when you're happy with a passion that really, oh my God, it's so juicy, it's so amazing to do. Just what I'm doing right now with YouTube, I just love it. It's my passion. It makes me feel happy and fulfilled. Then you will not become obsessed with a man because you already feel like a whole in your life. The songs that she sings also in the show are so brilliant. At some point she did a number that's called Love Triangle, inspired by Marilyn Monroe. I really love that song. I think it's one of my favorite because she was in a love triangle between Josh, her, and Greg, Greg is a friend of Josh. She's thinking they're all obsessed with her and she's Marilyn Monroe and she has this blue dress. When actually she's delusional because Josh at that time was not really into her. He was kind of distant and leaving her breadcrumbs. So she was delusional, but I loved that number. I thought it was really cute and funny because I love Marilyn Monroe, so it's What's a girl do when she's stuck between men? It's like she's a Barbie with two perfect kins.
It's like she's a Barbie with two perfect kins.
And she did another song with Love Colonel, which explained also this obsession that she has with Josh. It explains everything, that she's just twisting everything in her head. She would take anything from him to think that's a sign that he loves her. A text from example of like, oh, how are you doing? Like she will think, oh, he cares about me. He wants to see how was my day. Like he loves me actually, see?
How do I know he loves me? Little compliments here and there that I secretly stockpile in my woman brain. I can live for days off a single.
You really listen to me.
She wants any proof that validate her delusion in her head. Rebecca has also abandonment issues. That's why she has this low self-esteem that need external validation. She develop and learn and grow throughout the show. That's my favorite part. Like she really grow and becomes better. It's just very funny to see all of the steps that she goes through. At some point she wants revenge and she becomes this dark person that it's so funny. She sings that song, Strip Away My Conscience. And I love that song. So jazzy, sexy, and cabaret kind of song. It's like you are watching a musical. Everything is so well done. Obviously, at the beginning, she's a full-on pick-me. She moved here for Josh. Why is she so obsessed with him? Actually, even the show itself present him as he has nothing special, okay? He's just there. He's not the most handsome guy. He's not the richest guy. He's not the smartest guy either. Maybe he has a bit of charisma, but he has nothing special, right? So you can really see that her obsession has nothing to do with him. Also, how she showcased her obsession, she changed herself for others. She changed her personality. At some point, she wanted to change her whole persona and her whole physical appearance. She changed her hair. She became blonde. She's very dramatic, and sometimes she engaged in very dramatic and inappropriate things for attention. She's very much a people pleaser. She always avoids conflict. She wants to people please. She wants to make people happy because I think she felt abandoned by her father. So it's like anytime it doesn't work out with a man, she wants to make it work, but it's the end of the world for her because it's like she is abandoned again. She used manipulation a lot. So Rebecca manipulates people and situations to gain favors. Like at some point I remember she wanted to appear so attractive to Josh, and I think that's because he loved ping pong. I don't know, but she wanted to be this person that was the best at ping pong, and she had this whole fantasy in her head that she had to be like, she had to transform herself into this woman that is the best at ping pong. That Josh singing, wow, she's so amazing, she's so attractive, she doesn't even try, like she's the best. And it's very, very funny because this is how women imagine they have to be to please men, right? It's they are chasing instead of being the one being chased. Just like, oh yeah, I need to have this outfit, I need to be the best. So she hired the best ping pong player to teach her how to play ping pong, and she wanted to be the best after like one day, which obviously she was not. She said to him that she was a ping pong champion just to impress him. Like she completely changed herself and manipulate others to appear more attractive, but it does not work. It never does. It always ends up being just really funny to see because it always backfires to her. She has a lot of anxiety of being alone. Like it's like, don't leave me, you cannot leave me.
I don't want to see you anymore.
Josh! Hey, no, Josh!
That's why she compromised on her own values. She doesn't see the red flag, she ignores it. Josh has a lot of red flags. Listen, at some point he doesn't even have a job. Why is she so obsessed with Josh? And genuinely, my favorite man of the show was Nathaniel. He was the most masculine of all of them because Greg has a lot of issues, but Nathaniel was just absolutely perfect. He was masculine, he's the boss, he has a lot of money, he can provide, he's very generous. At some point he helped her with her dad. He wanted her to have her dad for her wedding. Okay, he is in love with her and she's getting married to someone else, and he's like, I brought your dad with my private jet. So he made a lot of effort towards her even when he was not with her. Always there for her when you need him. He's very responsible, very reliable, very masculine, does not shy away from conflict, does not shy away from things that you need to do. Just very handsome, very healthy masculinity. I love that show because it has so many informations about relationships, about human behavior, putting all your thoughts into someone. Even putting all of your energy, like your thoughts and overthinking about someone, is not healthy for you. Like, you have to understand that they're not that special. Learn to see how special you are instead. Learn to be bored with people that do not meet your needs. Learn to be bored with people that ghost you, that do not treat you the way you want to be treated, that treat you badly, and write down the red flags that you see in that person or the things that you don't really like about that person. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful darlings. I hope you liked it and I hope it was really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you really like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend as much as I do, and if you really find that show so funny. Let me know which song is your favorite. Also, let me know if you have an experience with being obsessed with a man and how did you handle it, or are you currently obsessed with a man and you need a bit of help to just detach yourself. And if you want to join the Femme Fatale Siren course to really transform yourself into this amazing high value woman that is going to be detached, that is going to be the queen herself, that men are going to be obsessed with her and not the other way around, then feel free to join the course. The link is down below. Also join my fabulous feminine retreat in Dubai to have so much fun and to gain so much feminine power with all of the other feminine ladies. Until next time, I'm giving you a lot of kisses and take care of you.